Ladies and gentlemen, let us embark on a biochemical odyssey, one that dissects the metabolic battleground between the carnivore diet and the plant-based diet. In one corner, we have the savage meat eater, drowning in protein and saturated fats, flexing ketones like a metabolic gladiator. In the other, the noble herbivore, serenely basking in fiber and phytonutrients, armed with antioxidants and polyphenols. But beneath the surface of this dietary war, what does the science say about the long-term consequences of these extremes? Let's dive in. For those who relish the taste of animal flesh exclusively, the carnivore diet operates on a metabolic principle: gluconeogenesis and ketosis. Without carbohydrates to rely on, the liver takes center stage, producing glucose from amino acids and shifting the body into a fat-burning state via ketones. Short-term, this spells rapid fat loss, mental clarity, and a regulated blood sugar level. Inflammation markers, particularly C-reactive protein, CRP, tend to drop, and insulin sensitivity often improves. The gut microbiome, however, takes a curious turn. Fibrous friends disappear, leaving protein-fermenting bacteria to rule the intestinal kingdom. The consequence? Reduced butyrate production, and, in some cases, increased trimethylamine N-oxide TMAO, a biomarker linked to cardiovascular disease. Long-term? While some swear by carnivory as the ancestral dietary elixir, others report concerns elevated LDL cholesterol, a potential strain on kidney function due to nitrogenous waste buildup, and of course, the elephant in the room, the absence of fiber. The colon, deprived of prebiotics, may cry out for diversity, increasing risks of colorectal complications. Additionally, prolonged ketosis can elevate cortisol levels, leading to potential stress on adrenal function. The high intake of animal protein also promotes increased mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin activity, which, while beneficial for muscle growth, has been linked to accelerated aging and an increased risk of certain cancers due to its role in cell proliferation. Furthermore, the acid load from excessive meat consumption can drive calcium leaching from bones, potentially increasing the risk of osteoporosis over time. The lack of plant-derived antioxidants and polyphenols deprives the body of protective compounds that combat oxidative stress, potentially leaving cells more vulnerable to DNA damage. The liver and kidneys must also work harder to clear excess nitrogenous waste, which may contribute to long-term renal stress, especially in those with pre-existing conditions. Now for the herbivorous utopia, a diet filled with vibrant plants promising longevity and gut ecstasy. Biochemically, a plant-based diet is rich in fiber, feeding the microbiome's short-chain fatty acid, SCFA, production, and fostering optimal digestion. The presence of prebiotic fibers fuels beneficial gut bacteria, enhancing butyrate levels and reinforcing colon health. On a molecular level, phytonutrients such as flavonoids, carotenoids, and polyphenols work as powerful antioxidants, combating oxidative stress and reducing chronic inflammation. This in turn lowers the risk of heart disease, neurodegeneration, and even certain cancers. Unlike carnivory, which can elevate LDL cholesterol, a plant-based diet has been shown to improve lipid profiles by increasing HDL cholesterol and reducing arterial plaque formation. Insulin sensitivity often improves due to the presence of complex carbohydrates with a low glycemic load, providing sustained energy rather than erratic glucose spikes. However, this is where the nuance lies. While a whole food plant-based diet is nutritionally robust, an improperly planned one can lead to deficiencies in vitamin B12, iron, omega-3 fatty acids, and even protein in extreme cases. Long-term populations adhering to predominantly plant-based diets, such as the blue zones, show remarkable longevity and lower incidences of metabolic disorders. The anti-inflammatory properties of plants, combined with the alkalizing effect on the body, contribute to cellular resilience and mitochondrial efficiency. Unlike the high mTOR activation in carnivores, plant-based diets favor AMP-activated protein kinase, AMPK, a pathway linked to longevity and reduced cancer risks. Yet, one must ask, how natural is it for humans to avoid meat altogether? Without tools or fire, our closest biological relatives, primates, thrive predominantly on fruits, vegetables, nuts, and occasional opportunistic protein. Our flat molars and color vision suggest an evolutionary preference for plant consumption, making a strong case for plant-based eating as the most biologically aligned diet for humans. If you're a carnivore or a plant-based eater, or do a little of both, make sure to visit thenaturecabinet.com and try our Royal Flush Colon and Parasite Cleanse to balance your microbiome and clean excess waste from your body.